Do you want to see a bait and switch?
Losing weight for your health is not fatphobic, and if you think otherwise, you are fucking delusional.
Okay, so that's the establishing comment, and I don't necessarily agree with it. I've never heard anyone say that people losing weight specifically for their health was fatphobic, but if they did, I could understand disagreeing with that stance. But let's see how she goes on.
The fact that there's a large group of people that actually think in their brains that losing weight intentionally is fatphobic.
It changed. Did you hear it?
Losing weight for your health, losing weight intentionally.
What was her mistake? Can't you intentionally lose weight for health reasons? The reason on one hand, the way on the other.
Did you hear it?
Losing weight for your health, losing weight intentionally.
No, I'm not going to make the claim that this was an intentional bait and switch, but it was obviously a bait and switch. She went from people losing weight for their health to people losing weight intentionally. And these are not the same thing unless you think that weight correlates perfectly with health. And it doesn't. Claiming that you are losing weight for your health when the evidence doesn't back it up, that is fatphobic, whether you intend it or not.
So many people intentionally misinterpret what we mean by using weight loss as the first and foremost treatment for every health issue is fatphobic. Or, losing weight for your health and then going on social media and promoting disordered eating is fatphobic.
I don't eat that kind of meat. I haven't really eaten it since I've been here.
You're not gonna fade away. You're gonna be fine.
I still have to eat something.
No. You're eating the food that belongs to the next 4 years ahead of time. So if you don't eat, you're gonna be all right. At your weight, body got the reserve that you don't eat anything for a week or two, you're not gonna have anything gonna happen.
But like in a hospital, when taking medication and having to take different medicine, you have to have food in your system to take the medicine, not to be nauseated. But the dog food that they give me here is not, I don't eat stuff like that.
And that's not dog food, that's very good food.
Well, I don't.
Why is she talking like she's some kind of medical professional? The only thing she's a professional of is eating.
How can he say this without laughing? He's serious?
What's one thing that happened to you in your lifetime that made you look at your body in a negative light? I'll go first. But before we get into it, I want to put a trigger warning on this video. When I was 7 years old, I remember how much my mom hated my body, but she loved keeping up appearances. And this one time, we had to go shopping with my aunt, which was a rare occasion. I was going to be a flower girl in her wedding. My mom used to hate taking me shopping since I was a fat kid. It was more difficult to find clothes for me, and she hated that. Not to mention we were super poor, so going shopping wasn't something we did a whole lot. But I will never forget that day, and this is why. We found a dress, my mom took me into the fitting room, and she tried to put the dress on me, and guess what? It didn't fit. But it was the first of many. My mom was super pissed off and embarrassed, and so she slapped me across the face and told me that she was embarrassed because I was fat and nothing would ever fit me.
We have to note that no memory can be perfect and our brain edits it with time. Not to say that this did not happen, but be a little skeptical.
Studies suggest that memories are not saved in a static state, then pulled up with perfect clarity. Instead, researchers have found that memories are transformed or changed every single time they are accessed.
I was 7 years old, so of course I started to cry. And when I left the dressing room, my aunt asked what was wrong. My mom hurried, shushed me, and said, "Oh, she's just upset that the dress didn't fit." But in reality, my mom had just slapped the shit out of me. I felt silenced, I felt judged, I felt shamed, and I was not looking forward to trying on more dresses that day, I can tell you that. I wasn't crying because the dress didn't fit. I was crying because my fatphobic mom had just abused me in the dressing room.
But that fatphobic mom was the one who was enabling you to eat. Who fed you? Why were you poor yet fat? Probably because of bad choices.
But I was never able to tell anyone this until years later. That moment had a major impact on me and my body image for years to come. But now, I just look back and I realize how strong I am and how strong I was then, and I'm so happy that I have a better relationship with my body. Despite going through things like that, and much worse. So stitch this and tell me something you went through that had a negative impact on how you looked at your body. But only if you're comfortable. And please know that even if you don't love your body or accept your body as it is right now, you can get to that point no matter what. Let's come together, share our stories, and show people that no matter what you go through, you can always get to a better place and you can love your body at any size, any age, and anything in between.
But loving your body is not feeding it till it bursts.
And that impact didn't change your perspective?
Why you keep blaming people around you?
And the impact wasn't big enough to change your mindset?
Wanna be skinny, but I wanna eat shit, and that's why my life is problematic.
You can do both?
Fat people don't deserve love. We keep seeing that one white girl who's going viral on that TikTok where she's saying fat people don't deserve love. If you
name one girl that looks good at 300 pounds.
I don't know what 300 pounds is.
See,
you're 300 pounds, no one's gonna want to fuck you. Like, babes, you got a shit personality, no one's gonna want to date you even if you were the hottest woman in the world. Anyways, the point of this video is actually not to shit on crusty ass B words. I actually really want to talk about plus size dating and relationships. I've dated women, I've dated men, but I'm pretty much gonna be talking about my experience with dating men right now. By the way, so many of y'all have asked what blush I use. I'll do Euphoria on this side and Tower 20 on this side to compare. Like, I've dated skinny men, I've dated really fit men, I've dated pretty much men of all body sizes and types, and I've just realized that dating fat men is definitely the best for me. And obviously there's a range of fat. Like, for example, my partner right now is on the fitter end of, like, plus size, I guess. Like, he is a dad bod, basically. Tower 28 is more matte. Euphoria a little bit more natural and oily and dewy. Anyways, I've never had any problems dating because, one, I'm pretty, and yes, I'm fat and pretty. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. And two, I always date men or go for men who I know are not going to make me feel bad about my body. And for me, those are just typically men who are on the bigger side of the spectrum in terms of sizes because, frankly put, they get it. They understand what it's like to have body issues. And not having to explain myself is literally the best thing ever. Like, it's just so comforting that on a personal level, they get it. And so that's why I'm just automatically attracted to men who are on that bigger end. Anyways, this is not me saying that there should not be inter-size relationships because that is not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying from my own experience as a plus size woman, I've loved dating other plus size people. So if you're a plus size woman who's had negative experiences dating straight size individuals, maybe take a ride on the plus size terrain. And on that same note, if you're a plus size woman who wants to go for a straight size guy, but you're scared that he won't be able to pick you up or you won't fit into his hoodies, don't fucking worry about that. That is literally the most irrelevant aspect of a relationship. You are hot and that's why he wants to date you. And obviously you have an amazing personality because all fat people are hilarious.
Don't let the beard fool you. He's a child.
It's funny because he's fat.
Now look, this.
And yes, that is a generalization. Do not second guess yourself or your worth. To sum this video up, don't wait until you lose the weight to start dating. Unlike what that white girl in the beginning of this video said about fat people, please always remember that at any size, you are deserving of love. So if you want to, go date a fat person, go date a skinny person, just go push yourself out there and don't let your weight hold you back from that. Self-love is definitely the best love, but getting laid is also fun too.
I know fat individuals who are not great individuals. Let's not put a body size on a pedestal. I know, this fat acceptance stuff has gotten so out of hand. And this is coming from a fat person.
So if you think you're doing better, then what changes you made in your eating habit?
I eat a lot of vegetables and a lot of protein now.
A lot? Why you eat a lot?
Well, okay, I'm trying to open my horizons to vegetables because I'm a pretty picky eater sometimes. And I've been trying different, like, fish because I know that's healthy for you.
Okay. First of all, no matter how you want to say it, you're eating a lot. And you're not a picky eater if you're 600 pounds. You get that?
Yes.
I thought Diane's fatness in the later seasons of BoJack Horseman was good rep, but curious to hear your thoughts, if you've watched the show.
If I don't write my book of essays now, I never will.
I've only seen the first season of BoJack Horseman, so I can't speak about this specific instance of fat rep in animation. But in general, my feelings about fat rep in animation is a little split. Because on the one hand, it can give us some fantastic fat representation. I honestly think that Kung Fu Panda, at least in my opinion, is one of the best examples of positive fat representation in film. And part of that is due to the fact that the character Po is voiced by a fat actor, Jack Black. But a lot of it is just how the fat character is shown in the movie. On the other hand, we have a movie like Into the Spider-Verse, which is damn near a perfect film, but is marred by a couple of unnecessary and unfunny fat jokes.
You are so fat that when you cut yourself shaving, marshmallow fluff comes out. No? Okay, how about this one? You are so fat that your high school yearbook photo was taken from a helicopter. Ooh, tough room. Okay, how about you're so fat that when you get on a scale it says 1 at a time.
So, animation is just as susceptible to fat phobia as live action is. And then sometimes it just feels like they're using fat suits, which they kind of are in animation. It's Hollywood once again saying that we'll give you the occasional fat character just as long as we don't actually have to hire any fat people.
Diane's weight gain was due to her becoming happier and healthier, and was never even really acknowledged. I think it was great.
I like Diane's fatness because it's mostly her dealing with some internalized fat phobia while ultimately realizing this is her happier, healthier self.
Wanna be skinny but I wanna eat shit, and that's why my life is problematic.